Wow, I need to update you on that last video because was I right or was I wrong? I'm not sure, but we have new data to consider. Check this out, nycsubway.org. Website has a plethora of great subway photography over the decades. And here we've got a whole set of photos from lower level City Hall. We've got a bunch from 2004. And then you go further down, further down, further down. And that's when you get to the really conclusive stuff. Because here, we've got 2004 again. You guys saw in my video this same angle. The water there wasn't very dusty in 2004. We already know that center pool was not very dense with dust comparatively. But then when you go down here to 1996, we don't have an exact date, but we have 1996. We have Peter Dorothy, and we've got this photo, which uses a large flash, I will tell you, but you can see the dust on the water. There's some dust here, clearly before 9/11, and there's dust there. Was I wrong? I can't go there, and it's not ego, it's science. Let me explain why I cannot 100% say that. Let's go to science and a little bit of looking at some of the photos a little bit closer. This is not the only photo that he took. He took other photos that day, and you can see a lot of graffiti, you can see a lot of rust, and you can see the stations a little bit dusty looking. There's also water damage. So interestingly here, you could see more water damage than when I saw the station. So a lot of this was cleaned up, and it suggests that there was a leak somewhere in the station, or multiple leaks, because it's all like coming in on this really rusty beam. And then there were like big pools of dust, dirty water here, but not dusty water, just really rusty looking water. So that's interesting. So yeah, all of the photos in this set are really bright, and that's just a factor of it being film photography in 1996, not on a digital camera, with a really big bright flash. I am not dinging the man's photography. I would have used a big flash down there myself. So this just makes things look a little brighter and dustier than they are. When you compare them side by side, it looks a little dustier now, but appearances are subjective. Why am I not saying, oh, there was dust there, it can't possibly be 9/11 dust? Because of science. We don't have a sample of that water pre 9/11. Post 9/11, if they were to test this water and find any of these chemicals, there's 352 of them. If they were to find some of the one or more or multiple or a dozen or 100 of these chemicals, then you would be able to scientifically prove that this is 9/11 dust. We don't have a pre 9/11 sample, so we cannot compare the two. And that's problematic. There was dust there, and now there's more dust there. But scientifically, we don't know if there's been a big percentage change. We don't know if there's more, if any additional dust is 9/11 dust or just naturally decaying concrete dust. We just don't know, and unfortunately, we're never going to know. Yeah, like I said last time, I don't like to peddle in untruths, which is why I made as clear as I could that this was my gut feeling that was 9/11 dust, but now my gut is more like, maybe it's 10% dust, maybe it's 40% dust from 9/11. I don't know. Is it 0%? It could be. I could be entirely wrong. We don't know, and we're not going to know until we test it. We're never going to test, so what? Bzzz. So while we're here, let me point out two things that came out of the last video. These came from questions, and I wanted to clarify them. One of them was City Hall flooded during Hurricane Sandy? The answer is no. Was it flooded during other storms? I cannot say. I don't know if that station is ever flooded, but I can tell you City Hall in New York City is 33 feet above sea level, and it was not flooded by Hurricane Sandy. Also, there is a pump plant north of the station at the north end with big drains in the ground that collects water and pumps it out into the sewer system. So the entire station today is really dry. I don't know what the water damage in Peter Dorothy's photos are. I'm really not sure there, so I can't speak to them. So with all of that said, I am happy that someone pointed out these photos. Thank you for that. I am happy to offer more information. I'm happy to report that my gut was wrong. I'm less happy to say that I cannot 100% say that there's zero 9/11 dust in there. Maybe there's 5%, maybe there's 0%, maybe there's 3%. Cannot conclusively do that until someone scientifically tests it. On a much better note, because that last video has gotten a fair bit of viewership, we've definitely raked in some money on the monetization front, so I will definitely be able to make a good charitable donation from that video. And if this video gets a few ads on it too, that's great. It's all just gonna go to a good cause. That said, I've got a video that's in the works, like I said last time, about a band train down towards Philly. It's really interesting. It's really weird and bizarre to see something in such terrible shape. But yeah, we're going to talk about that next time. Get out of here. You got things to do. I got things to do. Go. Go.